Blake Lively's claims put spotlight on hostile Hollywood tactics. Actress Blake Lively was arguably the internet's public enemy #1 for a couple of weeks in the summer. She's now filed an explosive legal case that she claims lifts the lid on hostile work environments that are created to harm reputations in Hollywood, and which are making people question who and what to believe. Blake Lively had always been a pretty inoffensive kind of actress. She had been in successful TV shows and films, like Gossip Girl and the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. She married fellow superstar Ryan Reynolds. She's friends with Taylor Swift. Then in August, while promoting her latest movie It Ends With Us, she suddenly became controversial, to the verge of being cancelled. She was criticized for comments appearing to downplay domestic violence, the film's theme, while awkward old interviews were resurfaced and repurposed as evidence of bullying behavior. Public opinion, at least among those who knew and cared, seemed to have turned against her. Then the film came out, the furor died down, and social media moved on. But Lively has now filed a legal case that claims she suffered sexual harassment by It Ends With Us co-star and director Justin Baldoni, and that when she complained, he and his studio wayfarer retaliated by waging a campaign to destroy her reputation. She was the subject of a sophisticated, coordinated, and well-financed retaliation plan designed to silence her, involving a weaponized digital army and fake stories being fed to unwitting reporters. Her lawyers have alleged, and that's why she became the focus of negative publicity. Throughout the complaint, which spans some 80 pages, Lively's team repeatedly accuses Baldoni and Wayfarer of creating a hostile work environment that nearly derailed production of the film. Her lawyers have published text messages sent between Baldoni's publicist Jennifer Ebel and Melissa Nathan, a crisis communications specialist hired by his studio to help manage the harassment complaint. They appear to give a rare glimpse into conversations that are normally kept well out of the spotlight. Nathan pitched a strategy to start threads of theories on social media, to create, seed, and promote content that appeared to be authentic, and engage in social manipulation, according to the legal papers. "You know we can bury anyone," Nathan wrote to Abel in one damning discussion. Abel has said Lively's lawyers cherry-picked messages to include in their case without crucial context, and that there was no smear implemented. No negative press was ever facilitated, no social combat plan, although we were prepared for it, as it's our job to be ready for any scenario. But we didn't have to implement anything because the internet was doing the work for us. The backlash against Lively occurred naturally and didn't need their help, Abel said. Lawyer Brian Friedman, representing Baldoni and his studio, as well as Abel and Nathan, echoed that. He said Baldoni hired a crisis manager due to multiple demands and threats allegedly made by Lively, including threatening to not show up to set, threatening to not promote the film, ultimately leading to its demise during release if her demands were not met. He said the plan drawn up by Nathan's firm proved unnecessary as audiences found Lively's own actions, interviews and marketing during the promotional tour distasteful, and responded organically to that, which the media themselves picked up on. Overall, Friedman called Lively's complaint shameful and full of categorically false accusations. In recent days, Lively has received support from a string of former co-stars and others in Hollywood. The name of one of her supporters stands out. Amber Heard, former wife of Johnny Depp, told Nipsey, "Social media is the absolute personification of the classic saying, a lie travels halfway around the world before truth can get its boots on. I saw this firsthand and up close. It's as horrifying as it is destructive." Heard was on the receiving end of social media hostility during two high-profile libel trials involving Depp in the UK and Us in 2020 and 2022. Nathan also reportedly worked for Depp. Friedman responded to Heard by saying the only connection between her and Lively was that for decades every move they have made has been out there for everyone to see, so the public could make up their own minds, which they did, organically.